We are very excited about episode 60 as we welcome Luke with Backblast Golf. They aim to bring you a sick style whether you're at local muni or chilling at the pub. Their products have been designed with skate, punk, and pirate lore in mind. Their Instagram handle is at Backblast Golf. Luke, thank you so much for taking on the podcast.
Yeah, boys. No, thanks for having me, man. No, I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. So, what is Backblast Golf, and how long have you been in business, and where'd you get the name and the design from?
So, we'll start with the name. So the name, like, I don't know if you guys like Call of Duty or whatever, and you're shooting a rocket, and what it's called when all that hot gas and energy goes back. It's called the backblast, right? So
really? That's where the name came from? Call of Duty? That is awesome.
No.
Okay.
I'm getting into it. I'm just trying to relate with you guys. No, it's good. So, but basically, all that energy that goes back, like, say if somebody was standing behind it, they just get killed because so much force going back. So I was playing with my buddy, and I was standing right behind him when he was hitting the drive, and he hit this monster drive. I was like, dude, you got to say your backblast area is clear before you hit a drive like that. And then when I was just coming up with names, I was like, oh yeah, I said that one time. I kind of like that. So I just went with it.
Clever.
I said it that one time at that one place to that one guy.
Yeah. So it happened. And then now, man, like what the brand is kind of how I started. It was I was just kind of sick of buying, I guess, clothes from golf brands where it was like, this isn't really my style, but it's close enough. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh yeah, it's close enough to what I wear. But I've always worn like, Vans or Volcom or skate stuff. So I was like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna start making my own stuff, my own designs that fit my style, and then hopefully other people will like it.
I think I don't remember word for word, but I think I was like, man, I like that it's golfer, but not super golfer, right? Like it's like you can see the elements of skateboarding. I grew up skateboarding. I had all the America shoes, the Lacays, whatever. It does kind of feel like a Volcom tee, especially like the acid wash or the tie-dye stuff. It's very like it's golf, but it's like way more casual than I think what a lot of brands do, and I really appreciate that because it's like you can wear it anywhere.
Yeah, for sure, and I appreciate that, and that's trying to incorporate like certain I guess like certain elements that still make it a golf shirt, but without screaming like this is golf. You know what I mean? Like this is just about golf. So that's something where it's like if you're a golf head and you can look at it and you're like, oh shit, okay, like this one I'm wearing right now, like the tweeters and heaters, right? Like if you look at it, his skull, like the skull it's dimpled like a golf ball. You know what I mean? So you would know. And then obviously tweeters and heaters, birdies and darts, right? So
I really like the Ditch and Wives rip and drives, and then the full to the gunnels with the golf cart.
Yeah, so the Ditch and Wives rip and drives, that was, if you've noticed like about a lot of my shit, sorry if you got light of heart hearing, I use a lot of 4-letter filler words, but so but yeah, so the Ditch and Wives rip and drives, that was like one of my first ones where I was like, all right, I gotta, tweeters and heaters, driving carts, smoking darts, Ditch and Wives, rip and drives. Like those are my first ones where I was like, this is like something or a saying that I'm going to base a design off of. But that one, the Ditch and Wives, rip and drives is probably like the hardest one for me to actually like get into a design. You know what I mean? Just because I want it to be perfect, and I finally landed on something, and yeah, it's probably like my favorite design for sure.
So what does your wife think about the Ditch and Wives golf design?
Oh, she loves it.
Yeah, right. So that's the shirt that I'm ordering for sure. I'm gonna definitely get that shirt.
I think the only way that answer would have been better is if it would have been like, what wife?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. You mean the roommate? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm joking. Yeah.
She's listening in the other room. Yeah. No, it's.
Yeah. No, she's super cool, man. She doesn't care that I golf, and she completely supports everything I do.
She actually came up with that design, right?
No. This was all me actually on this one. She definitely helps a lot with the shipping and some of the social media and stuff like that. But
so when did you start this business? Did you launch it like during COVID, or has this been around for a while?
Yeah, so I started it. I started in Japan actually, and I like I said, I started off with a couple just simple designs. I was like, all right, I'm going to get some shirts printed, get some hats done, and then kind of just get a page going until I can really start coming to my own, especially because like during COVID, I mean, it was hard to get really like anything, even like bulk blank tees, bulk blank hats, stuff like that to get things done because all the big brands, they buy them in such mass that it's really, really hard to get, the smaller guys to get some, especially when I'm ordering in such low quantities compared to everybody else. So, but got that done there and then just had a little bit of an issue with shipping and stuff from Japan to the States. But as soon as I got back to the States, I've just been trying to go, full swing, kind of get everything dropped that I can, with keeping it in budget and stuff like that.
When you say Japan, were you out there for a while or what was the?
Yeah. So I was out there for 3 years. So I don't post it really anywhere on the page. But I'm in the Marine Corps. So I've been,
cool.
I've been in the Marine Corps coming on 10 years now. So I don't post on the page because I don't want to be known as like a veteran brand, right? There's no disrespect to the veteran brands out there, but I never want somebody to buy something because I'm a veteran. I want them to buy it because they like my shit. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like I don't want them to feel inclined to be like, oh, support this vet dude. No. It's like I want you to buy it because you dig my stuff.
I like that point. We appreciate your service, by the way. So thank you for that.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, it's selfish. I love my job, man.
Yeah.
I like that answer because there's also like sometimes with some brands, it's like a weird like political stuff when you get involved with the Army and Marines and stuff like that, where some golf brands do that. But I feel like with, golf apparel brands, especially like smaller companies, if it's just like the product's sweet, people will come and they'll buy it. I had no idea. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I had no idea that, which is why we have these podcasts, right? And we love to have, guests like you on.
That explains the mustache, though.
Yeah, dude, the mustache.
You're inspiring me. I might actually take a breather and actually do mine just like that.
I'm not.
Do it. It's the way.
I don't know if it'll look as good as yours, but.
Yeah, it's the way, dude. It's been pissing me off because I've had this for years, right? Like I've owned this stash for like 7 years now. And now you got people saying, oh, did you grow that because of Top Gun Maverick? And I'm like, dude, I love that movie. That's the best sequel since Terminator 2. All right. I love that movie. But then, it's like people come and ask me, I'm like, dude, you're going to make me hate this movie now. Because so many people are like, oh, you just got that because of Top Gun Maverick. I'm like, dude, I will show you my ID card from like 6 years ago, man. This is me. This is me. But
I've been asked a couple of times, like, oh, did you grow that because you had nothing else to do for COVID and blah, blah, blah. I was like, I can show you like my high school pictures. I had a beard.
I've honestly, since I've known Don, we met in college and we've been good friends since then. And I've been trying to get him to like just trim his hair up one time so I could see it. Because I feel like, he's got such a long beard and hair, which looks good on him, but it's like, he'd be a whole new person, honestly.
You could go full, I forget their names, but like West Coast Choppers, remember that show?
Oh, yeah.
You get that full look going. That'd be pretty hardcore.
I could do like the whole Paul Senior.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, just start wearing a leather
Probably
cut.
more of like a Mikey.
Yeah, I could peg you more as a Mikey. For sure. I used to love that show, by the way.
Just start wearing a leather cut, throwing your chair and shit across the room, dude. That'd be pretty
cool. Speaking of though, like I mentioned it in the intro because I did take that off your website, but the whole skate punk thing. Did you grow up in the era with Tony Hawk Pro Skater?
Oh, in the era?
Yeah. Was that like your time? I'm 33, so I don't know where you're at in the age. He's obviously a little younger than we are. I should say a lot younger.
Yeah, don't say a little.
Yeah,
I'm much younger.
But that was kind of my generation. So I did skate a little bit, but I played sports mostly growing up. And but Pro Skater, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, man, that was my jam. On the N6.
I'm a handsome 28. All right, so but no, so it's so funny because a couple. I'm pretty sure the episode with Chris, with the boys at Sucker Pin, that you guys are. I think you're talking about video games.
Yeah, we did talk about video games for a while.
I totally forgot that was.
We did. We got on a tangent for a while. Video games.
Either that episode or the one where you guys kind of just went solo right after that. But
we did talk about my love of Pokemon.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love video games, by the way. But this week I was at the gym or something, and it was like some song came on my playlist. I was like, Oh yeah, it's The Boy Who Destroyed the World by AFI. And I was like, dude, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. And I'm like, you know what? If we bring up video games today, I'm bringing up Tony Hawk because of how good of a game that was. That's hilarious.
That's sick.
That you said that. So
I'm glad we're on the same wavelength, dude. For sure, absolutely,
man. That's still one of the best Christmas presents I ever got. Was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 wrapped in a shoebox, so my parents would think that I didn't actually get the game that I wanted. Yeah, for sure.
And it's funny because you actually talked about Call of Duty right in the beginning, because I grew up playing sports games my whole life. I never really got into any like Call of Duty games. My buddies used to be like, let's play Call of Duty or COD is what, you know, and I'm like, nah, that's stupid. But then my cousin and I got into the Black Ops, the original Black Ops. He was in like Modern Warfare, but I got into the Black Ops 1 and I got just hooked. And Black Ops 2 and on up. So like I'm very seasonal though. Like I go into like this time of year, I'll start to play more video games because it starts snowing, slows down a little bit. But the whole Call of Duty thing in general, same thing, kind of brings back the old nostalgia a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you could see into my room right now, you'd see half of my stuff is like Master Chief or like Halo stuff. Like I'm a big Halo dude. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, Tony Hawk, the greatest, one of the greatest game series of all time.
Agreed. I agree.
I have them for my PS4. They remastered them.
Did they really?
Oh yeah, 1 and 2 remastered was solid. Yeah, it was a sick remaster.
There we go. See, like that's how bad I'm like out of the loop right now. I have a PS4.
This was like years ago.
Right behind us. That's the thing though. Like I have a PS4. I used to be an Xbox guy. Switched over to the PS4. It's sitting on my mantle and it's not even plugged in right now. And that's
that PS4 will double as a space heater in the winter, dude. Those things are gnarly, crazy loud, crazy hot.
Pretty gnarly here in the winter.
It is. Yeah, perfect. It works out perfectly.
Yeah. What are you guys at right now? Like Kelvin? Are you guys down to Kelvin yet?
So we actually just got the last 3 days. Well, today's Tuesday, so it's supposed to snow again tomorrow. But we've had really nice weather. We've had like April, May weather in November, and now we're
supposed to snow Thursday too.
Yeah, now we're like having like January weather right now. So it's just bizarre. Minnesota's crazy.
So for reference, Friday we have a high of 17.
Yep.
Saturday is a high of 16 with a low of 5.
Yeah, and like 3 weeks ago, it hit 70 degrees. It was just bizarre. Yeah. So Minnesota, I love it. Don't get me wrong. It's just the winters do stay around for too long. That's kind of my
we got a high of like 66 this week, so not too bad.
Where are you out of? You're actually, I think I know where you're out of. You're at arguably one of the best what would be the best location temperature wise in the world, right?
Is it San Diego?
Yeah.
So San Diego, and then I'm originally from Santa Barbara, which is like 3 hours north, which is even better. That's like the only nice thing California has going about it is the weather. That's about it. Sure.
We got a little sidetracked, which we always do this on every one of our podcasts. Totally fine with that. I love that though. I like that. But we wanted to kind of dive a little bit more about your business and your brand, and then we'll obviously talk some more golf. But what is like the most requested item that you have right now on your website?
One that like already is on there, or one that's like people want me to make?
Well, both. Yeah, there we go. Both.
So definitely like on the site, the hit mittens, they've been killing it. Actually, they are like, that's one of those things where I don't like, to be honest with you, I don't pimp a lot of my product as being better or being whatever. Like these gloves, they aren't better than, the run of the mill, like, your Titleist glove you can buy off the shelf, whatever, but they're the same, but they look dope. And they look like the checkers and everything is they look great, but like they are just as good as ones you're buying. And, I charge $17 for them, where nowadays, if you look at it, gloves are like, getting upwards like $30, and it's crazy. It's insane. And the thing is, like, I'm buying in low quantities, and these big brands are buying tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands at a time, and they're charging you more than I am. But no, the gloves are legit. They've been doing really well. And then the most requested is that people be like, yo, when you dropping a towel? When you dropping a towel? When you dropping a towel? And then I've been one, it's like I'm trying to find the right person, because I like to go to smaller dudes when I can, dudes who make it. Like I'm not going to go to the big companies that will make them. I want to find a smaller guy that will do it. but then it's also like what design I want to do. That one's kind of like the towel's kind of on the back burner right now. As far as like, I'll get to it when I get to it. I still want to do a couple more like ball markers and stuff like that as far as accessories go that I already have designs for. But yeah, definitely the towel is the most requested for sure.
And then you just dropped windbreakers, correct? Last week?
Windbreak, yeah. I dropped the Sunday Scramble windbreakers. Low quantity. Those have sold a good amount. So I was only able to get like a few of each size just because like they're expensive just to even like the blanks itself to get done. Like they're pretty pricey. So I was only able to get, like 20 of them total done. So, but yeah, those came out really, really, really well. So
Do you plan on doing like some hoodies, sweatshirts, and different things like that? I mean, obviously, like you said, like you're trying to kind of work with some smaller shops or smaller companies where, it might be more limited to find certain things in different materials and things like that. But do you have anything like upcoming as far as like in the next year of like different designs, ideas, and like what like how long does it take to come in to make a design, so to speak? Like I know like the different designs we talked about. I mean, does it just randomly come to you like you're playing in golf, or you're having a dream and also, oh, that's a good idea? Like where do the design ideas come from?
So more than half, probably 75% of my design ideas start with like a saying, right? So it start with like ditch and wide driven drives, tweeters and heaters, Mulligan's Island, just a play on the old show Gilligan's Island on TV Land. Mm-hmm. Shankenstein, right? Just a play on Shankenstein. So most of the time I come up, I'm like, all right, I'm thinking about something, or I'll just say something stupid. Like, okay, I'll give you an example. This is the main one I'm kind of working on right now. It's called 3-putt sluts. And one day I was like, dude, I'm a 3-putt, and I was like, I'm a 3-putt slut, and I was like, bing, light bulb went off. And I'm like, okay, like that's gonna be a good one. And I kind of got the inspiration because I won't lie to you, like I go and I look at things and other art or stuff like that, and I get inspiration from it. A lot of inspiration I'll get from brands I grew up wearing because I love their style, like bands, or I love certain album art, stuff like that. One of my favorite bands of all time is the Misfits. So that's where the Mishits came from. And then after I dropped the Mishits, people were like, what's the me shits? And I was like, oh my God. So basically, if you're not a fan of the Misfits, you're going to think it's the me shits. So I'm like, all right, I embrace it. I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's the me shits or the Mishits, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, actually, I got one right here. This is one of the ones I just finished right here that I just got a test shirt done. So it's just,
okay,
if you can see
that's
it.
Sweet. Yep.
Yeah, it's just a Vardon grip with the hitting mitten, and then just holding the grip of a club. So,
that's very cool. I know you talked about the towels. What about the because like you talked about Shankenstein. You just launched or released a driver cover, correct?
Putter cover.
Or putter cover.
No, the driver barrel cover. Those came out really good, and that's those are done by Scott Golf, SKOT. And he's,
I know who they are.
Yeah, just a smaller dude. He's not that big. And like I said, I don't order as many. I pay a little more, but to me, to us, like it's not about the money. You know what I mean? It's just really about it's having fun, and then just kind of making it like self-supporting right now, because all my all the money or whatever I put into it, or when I make new stuff, that's just from sales that goes back into it.
Sure.
Right.
I asked Mark with Kraken last week about this, but so when you go golfing, do you are you like your own salesperson? Like you rock your own stuff and like, hey, that's a sick shirt. Where'd you get that? And you're like, well, I'll show you right here, and you're basically selling them out of your trunk, or you like, hey, check out my Instagram, kind of that thing. Do you do a lot of sales that way, or is that something that you just try to shy away from?
So I don't like pimping my own stuff as far, like I don't like going like, hey man, I own a golf brand. You know what I mean? Hey man, this, whatever. But all I wear is my stuff now.
Sure.
It's comfortable.
And that's kind of what I know. You talked about how you didn't want to pimp your stuff, so I get that. But I just like you see that T-shirt, like that's pretty. Like if I would have seen that, like if I would have seen you in like a coffee shop or wherever it would have been, I'd be like, that's super dope. Where'd you get that? Definitely would have
Oh,
asked.
absolutely. So like all I wear is my own stuff now. If people come and ask, I'll be like, oh yeah, this is, mine. I usually got a couple stickers in my wallet. I go, hand them a sticker. Like usually I'll have all the stickers. All the stickers I have are like shirts I own. So if they ask about it, I give them a sticker for that shirt or whatever. And then, if I, pen or whatever, I write my email and then, the handle on the back of the sticker. Like I recently, when I was working in New York, this older dude came up to me with his wife. He's like, I love that shirt. And she was like, where'd you get that? My husband needs that. It was a Ditch and Wise Rip and Dries. And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, this is mine. Here's my sticker. Like 3 days later, he sent me an email and he was like, hey, just ordering it right now. I'm like, that's sweet. It was just some random dude walking in New York that saw the back of my shirt. But then on the course, I really only have the one polo, which is like the sample that got done of what mine are going to be, which is, the checkerboard collar with the checkerboard sleeve cuffs, and then, Murphy right here on it. So I kind of just wear that one because the whole polo process has been a lot more complicated than I would have thought, for sure. Like that's taken a lot longer than what I thought it would have. So, but hopefully those will be out by golf season next year, which they will.
I feel kind of bad because I don't pick my own stuff. Meanwhile, we're sitting here both wearing Safe Par hoodies.
We're not really trying to pick this though. We aren't. I have the.
Yeah. Do you guys sell it?
We haven't pushed for it in a long time. We're in the process right now of kind of doing the same thing. I've actually.
We have some designs made for our own merch.
Yeah. Both the podcast and Safe Par. So we have a lot of cool designs and ideas. It's just trying to put it in place and finding the right material and finding the right people to do that. And I know that, like you said, with the polo thing, like polos and t-shirts are a whole different animal. And so the t-shirts and hats are one thing. So I am working in the process of getting some more hats. I've done a lot of different collaborations with different hat brands, but we really want to tie in like the Safe Par Golf podcast merch and then also do some Safe Par Golf merch. So we have some stuff on the back burner, but again, it's, you're wearing your stuff all the time. So you want to make sure it's something that you really like and you enjoy. So it's finding the right type of material. I'm not knocking these at all, but we haven't really been pushing any type of apparel sales or anything like that, which I know we could, but we're not really doing that at this point in time.
The hard part is like one design that it's probably my favorite one for the podcast, where it's like, that's the one we absolutely have to nail when it comes down to shirt material, shirt weight, the way it fits. I want to do an oversized fit with the pocket.
Kind of like that vintage t-shirt style. And I like that fit is like more up my alley, but certain designs have a certain different aesthetics of which kind of type of material you want to use. So,
because this one, like this fit right now is like, I'm rocking it in an XL. And then I got another one in 2X if I'm feeling like more baggy, but I just have to show off the biceps for the
guns are
video,
showing up. Yeah, dude, absolutely.
Got to show them off. So
you got it. If you got them, you got to flaunt them, right?
Yeah. Speaking of merch, Chris, Sucker Pin Boys, I know you're listening. Enough is enough. Release the shirts. I've been telling him for a while, release the shirts. He's being lazy. He's not doing it. Chris, this is your call up.
Dude, I messaged him. I was like, hey, do you have any stickers? He goes, no, I've been slacking. I was like, quit slacking because we need some stickers.
I love Chris, dude. The guy's fantastic.
Shout
out Sucker Pin.
Totally forget his name all the time. I always just call him Beard. I didn't.
That's his name. You got to call him that, right?
No, we don't.
That's true. We can call him his real name. Yeah, no, that's what I mean. We call him Beard. That's his nickname.
We start calling him Chris.
Because see, they nicknamed him Dom Dom. I don't know if you remember hearing that episode.
Yeah, Dom Dom or Dum Dum. What they call him? Dom Dom.
Dom Dom. Yeah.
No, I'm just...
So let's talk a little bit of golf. How often do you get out and play golf, and like, where's your golf game at right now?
Okay, so how often I get out versus how often I wish I could get out. So I usually get out like once a week, on a good week, twice a week, or, once a week with like a small range session mixed in. And then right now I am probably the worst 7.8 handicap you'll ever witness. But I find a way to get it done.
7. That's impressive. I'm a 9.6, and actually, no, I just actually bounced up before the season ended. I'm at 10.1, unfortunately.
no.
But I got into single digits though this year. I did get into single digits.
Yeah, that was the same with me. Yeah, I was hovering around like that 12, 13, and then I just want a heater. I found my driver, because when my driver's on, then I can go. Mid 70s if it's on, but if it's not, like I'm scrambling the whole time, and I'm lucky to break 85. But my
Which
golf
isn't a bad.
game
That's a pretty good score though. 85 is not a bad score.
Yeah, my
but
golf
when you're
game,
7.8, yeah, I hear.
Yeah, consistently inconsistent. You know what I mean? But I'll pull those rounds out my ass every now and again. That keeps the handicap low.
My biggest weakness is putting for sure. Like I'm the honestly, I'm the worst person to read a green. Like if I think it's breaking left, I should just do the opposite, because it's really going to break right. I don't know how people can read and pace the greens off. I'm terrible, but I can drive the ball pretty straight. I'm not a long ball hitter, but I mean, I can put it out there. But it's not the driver is my issue. It's that the short game's even pretty decent, but that putting is just brutal. If I get on the green, it's like, here comes a 3-putt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my
3-putt slut.
3-putt slut.
3-putt slut, dude. 3-putt slut. Dude. No. So, but my for me, like the putter, because that's the first club I grabbed that day, like before a round, because I don't hit range balls before a round, because then I'll just get in my head, and I just stopped doing that a while ago. The first club I'll grab is the putter, and just immediately when I hold it, I'm like, all right, today's going to be a good day putting. Or it's just like, this club feels foreign in my hand, like I'm about to break out the 3 hybrid and start putting with that thing, because the putting is so hit or miss.
All right, Luke, I want you to walk us through a round of golf, starting from beginning to end. So what time of day do you like to play? What tunes are you listening to?
At what hole do you crack the first beer?
Yeah, what kind of beverages are you drinking? What's your go-to food? And then how many birdies and pars are you getting in a round of golf on an average day?
All right, so ideally, I'd like to be like one of the first tees, or like first tee times. But especially out in California, getting a morning tee time, it's easy. It's easier. Like, you got a better chance of winning the lottery than getting an early tee time out here. It's ridiculous.
That hard.
It's that
Dom won't
hard.
mind that though, because Dom is literally Mr. Twilight. He does not. He's the cranky.
I don't like waking up.
Yeah, I'm a morning person.
You're gonna spill your beer.
Same.
That's a professional pour right there.
That's not a very professional pour.
First day in the morning would be ideal. All right. What was the second question again? The second part of that one?
So what tunes are you typically playing? So obviously it's early in the morning. You do some kind of pump up music. What do you got going?
So usually I'm rolling up. It's either going to be punk or thrash metal, or it's going to be like trance music or EDM. It just depends. If I'm waking up like hungover, like I went a little heavy on Friday night, and like my eyes can barely open, but I'm driving to the course, then I'm rocking some trance music to just kind of chill out. But if I had a good night's sleep, all that stuff, I'm getting hyped up, punk or thrash metal, no doubt. And then what time do I crack the first beer? It depends. I mean, if the round's going really bad and I'm already just in like screw it mode, you know what I mean? Then the first time the cargo comes around, I'm grabbing like a White Claw or something for sure. But if I'm say even through 6 or 7 and it's like 10:30 in the morning, I'm like, okay, no drinking until I choke, which is usually not till like hole 8 or 9, and then I'll just grab some at the turn for sure.
Okay, and then what kind of snack are you grabbing at the turn?
Ooh, so
did you smuggle into your golf bag that you're going to use?
Yeah, so I'm a firm like I'll grab like a protein bar, like a small bag of nuts, because if I feel like if I eat too much, I start to feel like a little bit sedated and a little lazy, and then like my golf swing starts going to whack. So like I won't really eat before a round if it's in the morning, and then I'll maybe just have something small during the round. But if I start feeling lethargic and stuff like that, my round will just completely go to shit right away. But yeah, usually just a protein bar.
I had posted something on Instagram a few weeks ago about what if they reduce the holes to 14 holes, or like what's the perfect number of holes? And don't get me wrong, I could play golf all day, but I feel like depending on how you're feeling leading up to that day, like I've gotten burnt out at like hole 14 or 15 sometimes, where like that 15 through 18 where you're like almost like, all right, I'm either super hungry or the round is there. It's so slow paced right now that you're just like not even like care. You know what I mean? So like a lot of people hated it, and like I get it. Like everyone wants to play 36 holes in a day, and say I'm the same way. But at some point, the pace of play can just totally mess with your mental psyche. And so I agree though. Like for me, like I'm a big granola bar person. And I like the morning golf. So like if I get a cup of coffee in the morning and then I'll have a granola bar, then I'm fine. But do you like, is there something like if you could change one thing about golf, and I know slow pace is probably the number one thing, but if there's one thing that you could change about the game of golf, like just at your local muni or wherever you play, what would it be?
All right, you guys, this is probably going to be controversial to a lot. You ready to hear it?
That's why I'm asking, and I want to hear it.
You should not be allowed to walk the course unless you're a certain handicap.
I think that's a fair point. I
think about it. You know what I mean? Like you see those dudes just shanking around. Hey, no hate. I was a shanker. I still do get occasions of shanks, but like you should not be able to walk like a 18-hole muni or something like that unless you can meet a certain handicap, because so many people just like it comes down almost like an etiquette thing too, where it's like, dude, you're hacking up 8 shots before you even get to the green and you're walking back and forth these balls. You're slowing up the play so much. So that would be my controversial one, which, you know, plays into slow play. And then not so controversial would be, dude, the prices are getting insane. Like inflation or not, like they are going way above the freaking 8%. And the fairways look like ass. Half the greens are plugged, and the sand is terrible. Like the sand is just like hitting off of concrete. So like the prices do not match the performance on a lot of these courses nowadays, especially the public ones.
What would the handicap be for the walking cutoff? Asking for a friend.
I would think 10 to 12, right?
Oh, I'm not walking.
Oh no, I don't even think that low. I think right, because you got to think like an 18 handicap. You're playing bogey golf, right? That's not too bad. I would say like you got to be in the handicap system, and maybe even like a mid 20s or something like that. I think would be fine because you're averaging bogey to double bogey golf.
Okay, so I like that idea, and I totally agree with you. But I think almost it would be, instead of a handicap system, it would be more of that golf etiquette where it's like, hey, if that's
age based.
That too.
That's where I thought you were.
Or yeah.
That's
for sure.
That's fine too. But like you have some courses have starters that are very like they're almost like too fast paced. Like, hey, you're behind. It's like, dude,
right?
How am I behind? I'm waiting on this group ahead of me. But I think it goes down to the starter letting them know, like, hey, if you're gonna walk, like it's not looking for your golf ball for 7 minutes. And I think that's the biggest issue. Like I ran into like 3 weeks ago, I was telling you it was like 70 degrees. So it was like the last time I got out and played. I went out and used my Odin Save Par logo golf ball. It was the first time I teed it up, and I bombed a golf. I seriously bombed my drive right on the fairway.
Plug.
No, I had to plug my Save Par golf logo ball. I hit it right down the middle.
Yeah, plug them.
And so I hit it, and it was probably like a 270 yard drive, which is probably my max length, and it was right down the middle.
Bomb.
All of a sudden, I see these 2 young kids that were right in front of us walking, and again, they didn't really hit the ball very well off the tee, which I totally get when you got people waiting for you.
Yeah.
But I see the one kid walk back and grab my ball, and I told my buddy, I'm like, he just grabbed my golf ball and played it. And so then, of course, I get down there after they get on tee box number 2, and my ball's nowhere to be found because obviously they grabbed my ball. So I yelled at the tee box. He was super nice about it, but he's like, oh, yeah, my buddies told me it was there, and I didn't think so, but I grabbed it. So, like, again, it goes back to that etiquette. And not to piggyback that, but I actually threw a dart, put it within like 12 inches, tap in birdie. So that was pretty sick. Tap in bird last round. I finished 12 holes because it got too dark, but I think I maybe shot 2 or 3 over. I was pretty happy, but that's how it works in Minnesota. It's your last round. You don't really, but to go back to that, it's like, I don't care what your handicap is as long as you're not spending 10, 15 minutes looking for your ball. Like, have another ball ready, hit it, go walk up to it and putt it and be on with your way, you know.
Yeah.
So
something like that. So like a regulation on walkers. You know what I mean? Which I'm totally about the walk life. Like I'm not hating it at all, but it's also like, and the cart, people in carts are just as guilty of it, but walking adds an extra, just even more time when they're pulling that stuff. So that would be like my controversial change for sure.
I think I'm on that side though with controversy. I pick your side. I think Dom would probably agree for the most part.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, some might not, but whatever.
That you would agree with like having a handicap system, or at least kind of going back to like, don't spend 10 minutes looking for a ball. It shouldn't take you 10 minutes to play around one
etiquette
hole.
regulated.
I do get distracted in the woods because I enjoy walking around in the woods. So sometimes I'm like, oh, what's that? And you can attest this. But I've lost when I've walked out before.
Yeah, but you've never been the one to like take up time and wait. You know what I mean? Like somebody like, I'll lay down, let's go, and you're like, there's no problem there. You know what I mean? So you're not that person. So
everybody's taking their 3 minutes like it's the Masters, looking for their ball, or like they're in the open looking in the fescue. Yeah, for sure.
So frustrating.
I'll look for mine if it's in the woods, but like if it's in long grass, it's gone. I'm never finding it.
Drop it.
No way.
Exactly. Be on your way.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you had a walk-up song to the tee box in the first hole, what would be your walk-up song?
Ooh, that's a good one. All right, so walk-up song to the tee box. All right, what tee box? We're talking like number one on Pebble Beach.
Number one with like three carts. You got the starter right there too, so it's like everyone's there and you can just blare it out.
It sets the mood for the entire round.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right. I'm just gonna go first one that popped in my head. It's gonna be "Black" by Seven Dust. I don't know if you guys ever heard that song. It's a banger.
I don't know if I have.
Nope. I guess I know what to listen to.
We're gonna check that up after the pod.
that was the first one that came to my head. I was like either that. But if I'm playing like that'd be like I guess a public course. But if I'm playing like a super nice private country club, which I probably never will, it'd be something like probably like a slower, maybe some Tool or something like that.
Okay. Yep, I've listened to some Tool, that's for sure. Dom, what would be your pick?
Oh, it should be pretty obvious.
I would say Pop Smoke.
Yeah, it's got to be like Invincible.
Yeah, that would be a good song. I should have bumped. I was gonna go with the song, and I don't have the name of it, but it's a Red Hot Chili Pepper song. But it's one of those that just
Californication.
It's not Californication, but it's a banger, man.
Stick a Nico from Wayne's World.
Like crank that song up, dude, and just that would be my walk-up song, I think.
Yeah,
but if not, Invincible is a very good one.
Yeah, I posted, because I did that as an overlay for the Keeping It Real with my brother for his bachelor party. Yeah, when
I saw that
golf cart motorcycles.
Yes, that was the thing. I saw that. I'm like, dude, that's my jam. I love that song. I'm like, I had that question written down. I'm like, that would be my song.
I would do Pop, or there's like off the new Jit album, there's like a certain verse in Dance Now that I think would be really cool.
Okay.
But yeah, no. I want to do. That's what we should do for the tournament. We should.
That would be pretty cool. So my wife's Hispanic, and I've mentioned this almost on the. Yeah, we are. Yeah, next May. We haven't pegged it down yet, but we'd love to have you out there.
San Francisco, baby.
Somewhere in Cali.
If not out there, I'm always down to toss some stuff up for the cause for a long drive or something, whatever.
For sure,
San Francisco.
But your wife's Hispanic.
Yeah, and we talk about this all the time, but there's so many good songs that I would play also because I love I'm a big Canelo fan, so I'd probably go back to El Rey, his walkout song it's just one of those songs that I enjoy. So
I'm really behind like the top 20s like type music, but I recently heard Peppa's for the first time.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Dude, and
that's
I've been that's been one
Faruko?
of my go-to.
I think it's Faruko.
That's been one of my go-to like gym jams for like 2 weeks now. Yeah, I've been vibing that for sure.
El Rey is actually like a song that's back in like I don't even know. It's a very old song. The guy actually just passed away. He was like 90 years old, so it's a very old song. But it's not that pace. It's very old school.
Yeah. But dude, I've shed some tears to like Enrique Iglesias before for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Little Carol G.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Becky G too. Becky G, yeah.
That might be who I'm thinking
Yeah,
of.
I think Becky G. But Carol G's good too.
Carol somebody.
There's Carol
Is
G.
it
No,
Carol
Carol
G?
G, yeah.
That's
yeah.
what I was thinking of then.
Hey, by the way, did y'all stickers get there before I forget?
So I haven't been home today. Fun fact: I don't go home on Tuesdays.
Unreal, dude.
I live in my car.
Unreal.
So yeah, I don't know. I'll have to check later.
Yeah, I was wondering what the Husky dog team, if one of the dog died or something. The mailman's team, they couldn't get there or what.
I told him that mine, because I sent him some, like, and they got their
Yeah, he tagged us, yeah.
So all my stamps have frogs. So the frogs get there way quick.
Is that
wait.
What about the frogs?
They hop really fast.
Well, they just,
so the frogs
just lost.
So all the stamps have frogs.
It just leaps to your door or what?
That's my theory, is the frogs are faster.
Maybe.
That's what it is.
But shameless self-plug. I gave you guys, I taught you guys a bunch. But, every order I toss in the Slappies, always. Slappies always get included, and usually by the bunches.
I love the term Slappies. That's fantastic.
We only have we only have 2 designs, and we appreciate so many.
Yeah, we appreciate the love, man. Awesome.
When they get here,
I toss in like pins and all that stuff or whatever. Because to me, it's like I usually give people enough where it's like either slap them all over your Hydro Flask or throw them away or give them to a buddy or whatever.
Absolutely. Speaking of being generous, I wanted to talk to you about doing the you've done this a couple times on your Instagram account, doing some charity auctions. Can you just kind of talk about that a little bit and explain how that works? I know the one you did a T-shirt, and you basically either did it through DMs or through your story post, but I'd like to be a part of that somehow. And can you just talk about that as far as like how you choose which charity donation you want to use and what that all consists of?
Yeah. Yeah. So it all started with I had one of them was the guy I used to make my hats. It's Green Wolf Tactical at Green Wolf Tactical. He makes most of my hats just because he's still a smaller shop, so he can't do everything, but a lot of the embroidery and stuff like that he does. I met him back a while ago. We were just stationed in the same area. We lived in actually the same apartment complex. So he was doing a batch of hats for me, actually the dog leg hats, and he sent me just a one-off extra that was like Hawaiian print, but it was super cool Hawaiian print rope hat. It was like an Imperial made rope hat, and I was like, I really like this. I was like, I could wear it, or I could donate or post it up and then donate everything. Like I never take a cent of it. Donate everything to a charity, and I had already given some to it's Herbert Golf on Instagram, but he runs TLD, so Thor's Long Drive Charity Foundation. He had followed me early on, and we kind of talked back and forth, and I was like, this is a perfect opportunity. I hit him up, told him I'll be running it. And that first hat, that first time, it sold for like over triple digits, 3 figures. Like it sold for over $100 for his hat. Awesome. And I was like, this is awesome. I'm like, it didn't cost me anything. And I can, just give back. So now what I do, and I got one coming up. So one's gonna be coming up for one of the Sunday Scramble windbreakers. And then I got one for the tweeters and heaters hats, the PVC patch hats that just got done. But yeah, and then the second one I did, with the tweeters and heaters shirt. That one raised like even more. It jumped up through the roof because people were bidding against. Just kind of bidding not even against each other because they don't know, but it's really just to give back, which I think is so awesome, and just to get something, and they're going to get like a one-of-one piece of merch out of it, and just any way we can honestly give back, because it's to me enough. It's just the best feeling I've had so far is the first order I got when it was a random person that I'd never met or never knew ordered my stuff. I was like, okay, dude, this guy really likes my ideas, my designs. like this is enough for me as long as I can just keep the business going and, you know, give back where I can. That's where it's at.
How often do you plan on? Is this like a once in a month, once every so often type of deal? Because we'll definitely be plugging that for you, and I'd like to bid on it as well and try to either win it or jack the price up a little bit so we can do that, because that's the whole idea. Like you said, is give back, and somebody's getting something very cool, but in return, you're giving back to something that is
Even cooler.
Even cooler, exactly.
Yeah, so I try and do them. With every kind of like new drop I have of something that's, especially something that's like limited. So yeah, the tweeters and heaters hat, I got it done, and it's really, really, it's dope. And then, so that one's going to get posted up, and then I got the one done for the Sunday Scramble. So basically every time I get something new run up, I'll do, a charity for it. So, and then another one that I'll probably be doing soon is I'm going to get like a big blow up and a poster done and framed of, the Shankins done.
Yep.
Get that something, because that, to me, I'm like, that's going to look perfect on a wall or something like that, because, you can see my barren wall back here. I'm like, I need some.
You got to add some flavor over there.
Yeah. So I'm like, boom, I want to get that one blown up. So I'll probably do two of those, one for myself and then one to do just kind of, a charity auction for.
Sure.
So,
well, hey, that's awesome though. So we appreciate that, and we'll help out as much as we can as well and try to push that. Have you found it works better through DMs or stories? Is there a preference?
Yeah, it's kind of what I do. Like DMs, I'll do I'll put in the post, like DM me your bid, or I'll put in the story. I kind of just want it to be, like silent auction style, where it's just like, hey man, this is just what you want to give. I don't want to try and like force somebody to give more than they have to or whatever. It's kind of like, hey, this is, what you're comfortable giving, and it's, they've worked out really well, and it goes to good causes too, like your TLD Foundation or Torn Warriors. Cause again, like with who I use for making my merchandise and stuff, like those big charities are so corrupt. You know what I mean? Like none of the money goes back. I want to go to somebody small where I know the money's going to be actually going somewhere, and it's like not into somebody's pocket. You know what I mean? So
that's awesome. No, we appreciate that. And like you said, we'll definitely help out any way we can.
Oh yeah, for sure. It is. Yeah. Just spreading the word or whatever. I don't even care. You don't have to follow me. Just, if you just want to get, just give to at least a good foundation if you like it.
It's better to give than receive, right? Isn't that what they say?
For sure.
100%. Absolutely. What's the craziest thing you've seen on the golf course?
Ooh. Before, like when I was in Florida, before I really like actually got into golf, like I saw like the crocodiles and stuff. But I've also seen like some dude just like dropped a shit like right off the side of a green on a course one time too. The dude just had to go, I guess, and just took a dump off the side of the green. Like it was for sure like human feces, like no doubt about it. Dude dropped a heater right on the side.
For a second, I thought you meant like dropped like he died at first.
So
no.
I mean,
that's still like.
I heard him say it, and I was like, huh.
You not get? I was kind of thinking like he just dropped, like he just had to go. Like as for he's figuring like he's done. He's like tapped out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he did have to go.
He did.
My guess. My guess. I mean, we've all been there. Dude. When you got to go, you got to go. But not on the side of the green, man. Like head into the woods. So I'm guessing like it must have been like premeditated. Like he was so pissed at his round or something that he just dropped his pants and just crapped right on the side of the green. He probably missed a 3-footer for birdie.
At least it was on the side of the green.
That's when you're hoping you're not playing on a link style course. It's just totally wide open.
Everybody's got 4 holes.
There's no trees. Exactly. Okay.
Yeah, that was definitely the grossest thing.
That's actually one of the wilder things that I'm kind of glad I asked that, but I did not expect that, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not shitting you. I'm not shitting you.
No pun intended, right?
Yeah, no pun intended.
Okay. The gimme debate. We've talked about this. We've had other people bring it up on different podcasts. So if me and you were playing golf right now and you're like you got a 3-footer, we're not playing for money, and I say, it's good, it's a gimme. Do you put that out, right? And if you do put that out and you miss it, does that gimme voided, or what's your take on that?
Oh, 100%. So I'm like addicted to tournament golf. I haven't found any out here yet, which is actually kind of upsetting. But once I started playing tournament golf, that's my favorite. And then I saw somebody said it, or on Instagram, whatever. I heard it somewhere, but they're like, always putt out, because that should, like, if you're good playing tournament golf, always putt out, like gimme or not, because those knee buckler 3-footers or 2-footers when it comes tournament time, like that's going to be what's going to make or break a score.
So if you do say gimme though and you miss it, then you're gonna take that miss.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. I was just kind of curious, because I know some people talk about how like, well, it's a gimme to like speed up the pace of play, but then again, some of those 3-footers are those are the toughest putts that there is. So that's like, well, it's kind of been that like heated debate of like, no, if you miss it, you're taking that score because I gave it to you. You should have just picked it up and went.
So. Yeah. So, and then also, but like, I don't know, if it's for a double bogey and I'm at 3 feet, I just pick it up. I don't even ask for the gimme. I just pick it up and I just take it away. Yeah.
Throw it in the woods.
Yeah, exactly. This isn't a plug by any means, but check out AM Golf Trips. It's actually very cool. It's a handicap established tournament. It's a 2-man best ball, but it's AM Golf Trips. I played in a 3-day event. Yeah, I played in a 3-day event at Forest Dunes in Michigan, and I normally they have 1-day trips or tournaments, and then they have like 3-day events, 2 to 3-day events, and they go all over the place. And then they basically take your points. It's very cool. It's actually started in the Midwest here, and it's awesome. But it's not individual play. It's 2-man teams. A lot of fun. Had a great time. I was out there in Michigan this past summer, but I play normally in their 1-day event at Troy Burn in Wisconsin, and it's a blast. They're sponsored with Swag Golf too, so they have really cool so they have really cool contests and things like that. So not a plug by any means. I actually thoroughly enjoy the tournaments. They have a really good setup. So, and I think
just cost them a follow.
Yeah, they're nationwide. They're more in the Midwest, but they have events all over the United States. They had one. They have a Bandon trip. And all sorts of different things. So that's something you might want to consider. But I also wanted to take your take on what do you think is the hardest shot in golf? Like your personal, like if you're on the course and you have that one shot that you just don't want to hit, what would that shot be? Ooh. For me, just to give you an idea, like for me, it'd be a greenside bunker. Like I'm not terrible out of the sand in the fairway, but greenside bunker for me, I'm not very good out of the bunker.
So I'm pretty good. Like my bunker game, I actually kind of pride myself in it. Like I'm pretty good out of the sand when it's real sand, like when it's good sand.
There is a difference, yes.
Definitely the hardest shot is when you're the pin short-sided and you're having to chip over the bunker. I think when you have to chip over the greenside bunker, that one, because in your brain, it's like you got to finesse it, land it on the fringe to have a shot. And then either you chunk it and go straight into the sand, or you thin it a little bit or something, and you're 20 feet past for coming up. Yeah, that to me is always the one where I'm like, dude, I'd rather be in the sand for sure.
I think it just goes down to like practice and experience, and I think some of the courses in this area, they don't really have that option where you can practice out of bunkers. There are nice courses here that have that, but there was a string of like 2 or 3 seasons where I had that opportunity, so I was practicing a lot of bunker shots.
Yeah.
And I was pretty dialed in, but it's like if you don't get that like repetition and practice, just like at a driving range, it's just goes to shit. It's not very good. So like that's my weakest shot. What about you, Don?
I have a controversial answer.
I like it.
Ooh.
So not much in golf really scares me. We had this conversation with Evan a couple months back.
With the par train. Shout out the par train.
He called me Colin Morikawa.
without the championships, the majors.
Without the skill. Yeah, nothing really scares me. Bunkers don't bother me. Short side doesn't bother me. Having to chip doesn't bother me. What bothers me? Tee shots. The first one.
That's not controversial. I feel like a lot of people have that issue.
No, but I feel like
breakfast ball. Does it count against your score or not?
Depends who you're with.
That's controversial. Yeah, see, I normally try not to take a breakfast ball, but I am guilty of taking breakfast balls. But I try not to do that, especially when I'm entering like my handicap score, because you know what I mean? Like a par and a double makes a huge difference on your score, not only like on the card, but mentally too, going into the next hole.
True. So I will only take them if I had no range time. I'm rolling up to it late, and I'm tight. Whatever. I'll take one every now and again.
Sure.
I'll be that guy, and I'll still enter it in the handicap. Yep. But only if I had no range time and like maybe I hadn't played in like a couple of weeks or something like that. Usually I'm okay out the first tee.
Yeah,
but I agree. It can be nerve wracking.
That's a good point though. I feel like that's probably most people's like most difficult shot.
Well, I just felt like people, when they hear this, they're gonna go, "Oh man, it's probably like the putting or downhill or whatever," and it's like nothing really bothers me, right? Like it's a game at the end of the day, right? You screw up one hole, congrats, you got 17 more. You know what I mean? So you can always rate the ship.
That's true.
But like the tee shot kind of steers the direction of the ship for that hole, right? Absolutely. I don't know why I'm talking about ships. Maybe it's all the pirates, but
as the pirate lore.
But I feel like a bad tee shot really wrecks a hole, where a good one, morale's up, you're feeling pretty good. It doesn't help that I suck with my driver. I don't know why I bought a new one. I'm going to throw it in the woods every time.
I was on a bad streak with my driver, and then my buddy he wasn't using it. He gave me his Bubba Watson shaft. I rock that pink shaft now, and it has been like night and day different. Like, dude, I was about to divorce that driver. It was sleeping on the couch, and now it's right back in the bed with me, dude. That new shaft friggin' fixed it right up.
We need to figure out a slogan for that.
For that one?
Yeah, we need to figure out some sort of slogan for that. You're talking about
when in doubt, shaft it up.
some sort of slogan. I like that though.
Dude. It was giving me the shaft, I guess. I don't
know. I've never had a good stretch with my driver though. So for me, it's always been one of those things where it's always like, do I really need it anymore?
So Dom, and I've talked about this time and time again, but like Dom is literally the most coachable, like, and I'm not a professional golfer by any means, but Dom is like, you tell him to do one thing and he does it, and it's normally like spot on. So like Dom is very good with the short game.
Oh, dial.
But the driver too isn't terrible. It's just
I can't aim.
It does go in strings though, like that when we were up at our trip.
Yeah, I had a couple holes where it was okay
on the driver, but for the most part, it's not bad. But
I think my issue is swinging like a bat.
Yeah, he was a baseball player, so he's got.
Oh yeah, that was a hard one. That was a hard one for me to get rid of for sure. Was the baseball tendencies? Absolutely.
Shane from OB had me change my grip, and that's helped for now. Like that's been great. Now if he could be like, "Hey Dom, do this," and I'd probably do it, and it'd be great too. But yeah, I don't know. I just have no confidence in it when I go up. Maybe next year that'll be my goal, is to have more confidence.
Yeah, I think that's where it is. Yeah, because he doesn't get pissed off, which is funny. Because like if he hits a bad shot, it's not a big deal.
No, it's
not ever.
It's a game.
I've never seen Dom get mad at playing golf ever, which is
I try not to too. Like a bad day of golf is like, oh, at least I'm still golfing. I guess it's really like I get more pissed when I'm doing good and I do something slightly wrong than when I'm playing bad. That I just let go and have fun.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So if I'm on a heater, god, dude, I miss like a 3-footer. I'm just like, all right, screw this game.
I get more mad when I'm doing really well and people accuse me of cheating or whatever. That's happened.
Sandbagging.
That was fun.
Yeah.
See, we talked about like beverages too. Like, see, I love my craft beer, but I don't drink on the golf course. I really I've golfed so many times, and I like if my like you'd mentioned like if your rounds is going to crap and it's just terrible, like then I'll grab something to drink. But for the most part, I'll drink the craft beers and save it for the 19th hole. I like to be dialed in. I just don't. Yeah. Some people play really good when they're drinking. For me, like I'm the exact opposite. I play terribly.
Yeah, if I'm on a Han Solo round, like I'm just playing by myself, I will. I won't drink because I feel like if you drink alone, you're like an alcoholic or something, anyways.
Yeah,
it's like, like you can't drink. You can't drink. Yeah, who's this guy just boozing by himself on the course?
Pounding the high noons.
So I'll I won't drink, but then if the buddies are out or whatever, I'll have a couple. And then if you're playing like crap, well, all right, guess gotta.
Then it's more of a social event than anything. Yeah, no, I totally agree. All right, so we definitely want to talk food, but I want to ask one question. I do have some rapid fire questions, and then we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I know we're kind of extending our time here, so I don't know how much time.
Don't matter to me, man. I'll talk as long as you guys want to.
Perfect. So,
oh God, 15 hours.
If you had the opportunity to pick 3 golfers for your foursome, it could be anybody. It could be. You're
talking sexual or non-sexual?
This one is non-sexual.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right.
Yeah. Just had to clarify that. Could be a celebrity, sports. It could be an athlete. Could be a family member. It could be dead or alive. Doesn't matter. Just 3 people that you would really like to have in your group of golf. Your non-sexual foursome.
All right. So actually, the sexual and non-sexual is probably very similar. So number one's got to be just the GOAT, John Daly. It has to be.
John Daly. All right. Okay.
Got to have John Daly. Number 2 would be the greatest swing of all time, Freddie Couples.
Freddie's got the smoothest swing. He's so smooth.
Yeah, I mean,
so we're going straight golfers right off the bat.
I immediately thought of Ken Griffey here.
Oh,
yeah. And then, so number 3, I won't do a professional golfer for number 3. Number 3, it would have to be. Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm just gonna go with the top golfer in my mind. I'd love to play with Tom Watson as well. I feel like he'd be a funny dude if you can get drunk.
That's really interesting.
It took me.
I like it though.
It took me too long because I was like, man, I'm trying to think of somebody.
I put you in the spot though. I did.
Yeah.
But Tom Watson, John Daly, and Freddie Couples, because they all 3 are fantastic golfers. John Daly could drink 800 beers and be sober.
Oh, he drips so many.
Tom Watson. But the thing is, it's in their prime. Like, it's got to be in their prime years. It's got to be. So they got to be like Tom Watson with like his shitty bowl cut and like his plaid pants, and, like his gap in his teeth and his smile. You know what I mean? If you just get him on some beers or some rippers, like, dude, it would be freaking hilarious, man.
For sure. But Freddie Couples though does probably have arguably the greatest swing of all time. His swing is so smooth. It's effortless. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, my sexual and non-sexual foursome is probably pretty similar. Might have to switch Tom Watson out for somebody else, but some other dude. But
that's fantastic.
What would yours be? Since we're talking about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Non-sexual, of course.
Non-sexual. Okay.
Well, yeah, because
it's a clean show.
Clean show, yeah. I'd have to have MJ, Michael Jordan.
Okay. Yeah.
Tiger Woods. Because 2 competitive dudes, and they're both very good at their sports. And MJ's
Michael Jordan's a huge gambler.
Yeah, huge gambler. So we'll have that. And then, my 4th. You know what? This might come out of left field, but I'm going to take Adam Sandler.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I just, like, there's so many other people I could take before that, but I feel like Adam Sandler would just bring that comedic relief to the whole, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we just have a blast. So I go Adam Sandler.
Now I think about it, I should have chose Chris Farley. He should have been Tom Watson's replacement, but whatever.
Could you imagine?
I just said it.
If I am going to take those other 3, I'm taking Adam Sandler to ride in the cart with me, and I'd probably take Chris Farley to ride in the cart with me too.
Yeah,
Chris Farley's. Yeah,
especially if you get him like fat guy in a little coat. And you make him wear like a little coat when he swings.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let her. You didn't take me.
Sorry, if there was a 5th, you would be coming along.
Wow.
Well, no, you would be in. Well, no, I said non-sexual, not sexual. Remember?
So I'm on the bubble.
You're on the bubble.
I'm on the bubble.
Actually, no. Yeah. For the record, we've had this discussion before, and I've included you. So I had to switch it up.
So if I'm playing with 4, I'm not going to include Derek because he didn't include me. First one's going to be Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett, you've included him before.
Yes.
Timberwolves.
Okay,
yeah.
Like, first of all, the dude's like 7'2". I want to see that man swing a club, and then I want him to trash talk.
Yeah,
because
he's probably one of the best trash talkers of all.
Time. Everybody says he is. Yeah. People are scared of that.
Like, you think his irons are like +8 inches? They got to be, right? Like,
for sure.
Yeah,
they're taller than me, for sure.
That's why.
As long as my driver.
Exactly.
That's exactly why I got to see it. Like I just want to be like, damn, that thing's like a hockey stick.
Yeah.
It's actually more like one of those pole vault sticks.
Or it's like the extendable golf ball finders.
Yeah.
You got to include Bubba, because if you don't have Bubba Watson, you're missing out. I want him to teach me that snap hook.
That would
The
be pretty
ball
sick.
shaping alone.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And I just feel like he's just like a comedic dude who would be just so funny, but then like he'd at least teach us stuff after.
Yeah, I feel like he's like a humble, funny dude.
Yeah. And
he's
then if
pretty
you did
humble
something
guy.
really good, he'd probably cry for you too.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like when he got his master's jacket. Oh.
Yeah.
He'd
Tom's got a scorecard. He's like, it's got like a tear mark on it. He's like,
Yeah.
It's Bubba. And I was having
like this right here is actually not from rain. It's from Bubba's teardrops.
Bubba
This is
cried for me, man.
So, and then the third guy, I've been sitting here thinking for a while. I don't want to take anybody else famous. I want to take Jordan from Odin.
Yeah.
Big Jordan.
I'm taking Big Jord.
I thought it was Spieth you were talking about. Then you said
No.
Okay.
I think Big Jord with KG and Bubba.
He's gonna be so happy.
Oh my god, dude! Jordan's gonna be there. Just want to talk about food and go, yeah.
He's gonna hear name
That's
drop.
that's my Jordan impression. Just yeah.
Big Jordan. Love that dude.
So
I do not know him, but I'm sure he's a good time.
Oh yeah, he's a good dude. So we're gonna fire off some rapid fire questions, and even though they're normally not rapid fire, but we do want to ask what are some go-to places in your area as far as food? Like what's your go-to? I know you talked about like you don't really eat too heavy on the golf course, but if you're gonna like mac out and just go to town on some food, what are you gonna jam on?
So by my house now, like in like the Escondido area, we got a spot called Chicken Lisa's. It's in walking distance, so if I'm drinking, I can walk right there, and the food is bomb. What
is it called? Sorry,
Chicken
Lisa's.
Chicken
Good.
Lisa's. Okay.
Yeah, they do like everything from like you can get whole chickens to burritos, tacos, all that stuff. It's good. And then a spot called Killer Pizza from Mars.
Killer Pizza from Mars. What kind of pizza is it? Is it like a
pizza from Mars?
Yeah, that's a good.
Dumbass.
Is it like Neapolitan or is it like?
It's kind of so. I'm a big one bite pizza review guy.
Sure.
So I think it's just a standard kind of. I would say a little bit more artisan-y football pie.
Okay.
It's like kind of what it is, but not too heavy on the cheese, and their ranch dressing is top notch. Like that's top shelf ranch dressing. And then back home in like the Santa Barbara area, either Rusty's Pizza Parlor or Harry's Plaza Cafe for sure. This Harry's is like definitely just like American style, old American style food, like bar style food. It's really, really good.
I love that kind of food. Pizza though is my jam too. I love pizza.
I'm looking at the menu now.
Yeah, Killer Pizza from Mars. Interesting. I love it.
You can get just a basket of fries. Count me in.
Yeah,
I like fries. Potatoes are my favorite.
Speaking of pizza, like what's your go-to toppings?
Oh, pepperoni, pineapple, jalapeno.
My kind of guy.
Pineapple. My in-laws love pepperoni, pineapple. For me, like I'm going pepperoni, mushroom, jalapeno.
Yeah, so just a 1-for-1 alter. I love the mushrooms too, but usually I ain't got that kind of cash to go like above 3 toppings. You know what I mean? The inflation on topping is insane. The inflation on topping is insane. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, okay, I'll take a large pepperoni, pineapple, jalapeno, mushroom, olive. All right, that's $48.
Good. Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm very simplistic. I like just pepperoni.
I will too. Like, don't get me wrong, but
just like a good like cheese pizza too. Just like
I got to put on those flakes though. Like I got to put on the pepper flakes, the red pepper flakes.
Red pepper flakes, Parmesan, and then some ranch, depending on the ranch. But yeah,
are you pretty good with spicy food?
Oh yeah. Oh dude, I grew up California. A lot of my buddies were Hispanics. I go over to their place all the time. It's all, a lot of hot stuff, hot peppers. And then I spent a good amount of time out in Thailand. And those dudes, like the Thai pepper can range from like as hot as a jalapeno to like hotter than a habanero. You just don't know which one you're going to get that day. So you kind of just build a tolerance out there. So I can handle them now. Yeah. I eat like pickled jalapenos with every meal. I love them.
I bought the Hot Ones hot sauce thing from Target.
Mhm.
2 of them I love. That last dab, it's not even hot. It just like makes my mouth hurt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But like,
I'm not a.
if you can just picture me with just like snot running down my face and like borderline crying, that's what that did to me.
I want to try the Dustin Poirier hot sauce.
I'm sure we can give it a punch in the head too.
The official UFC sponsored hot sauce. I want to try that. I'm sure it's probably just a regular Louisiana hot sauce.
It's probably not that good. Yeah.
I just want to.
Yeah.
I tried one. I tried one of the hot ones. One, it was Apollo or something like that. That was pretty hot. That one was pretty good. But it's also like, when it comes to heat, I'm not going to do heat that's just overly hot, because then you ruin all of their flavor. It's got to be like a well balanced heat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hot but not like overwhelming, because you want to get that. Like you said, you want to get the flavor. I totally get you.
Their classic one is good. It's very garlic forward. And then they have a Verde that I've just been putting on everything. But like, I just had to try the hot one. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to see what people freak out about.
Yep.
Yeah, it's warranted. Yeah.
I had to put some hair on the chest.
Yep, absolutely.
I don't need any more.
All right, Lou, we're going to wrap this up, but I want to do some quick rapid fire questions here for you.
For sure.
The first one is, what's your favorite Back Blast golf shirt that you'd wear on the golf course? I know you talked about the polo, but if polo's aside, what would be your choice of shirt?
Probably right now, it changes like every week, but right now, probably Sunday Scramble, for sure.
Sunday Scramble. Okay. You know what? You've already answered like several of these questions, because I was going to pick early morning, tea time, or twilight, but you've already answered that question. What's your favorite golf course that you've played?
Probably Rocky Bayou Country Club in Niceville, Florida. It was a private club, but they would allow service members and stuff to come in and play for like a discounted rate. Primo course, country club level. Probably that one. And then Sandpiper is tied for that in my hometown of Santa Barbara. That's a hidden gem. Like,
that's the one I was just telling them about. That's the one that I was saying. It's like a Pebble Beach, but not Pebble Beach, but it's way cheaper.
Yeah, it's way cheaper. It's like, how nice can Pebble Beach be for $600 something now, when you can play Sandpiper for $120? It's
It looks fantastic. I was on their website. I reached out to them the other day. So yeah, that I can attest. That looks fantastic, just on the pictures anyway.
Oh yeah. If you guys ever go out that way, we'll have a ball up in Santa Barbara and play some Sandpiper, dude. It's sick.
Count me in.
We'll be there in May.
Yeah. Link style course or traditional style course?
Oh, traditional for sure.
Oh boy, you got to have them trees.
Yeah, I mean,
especially if you're the one guy.
Would I score better on a links? Maybe, probably, but traditional, it's just traditionally there's more like, I don't know, deviation. Like you can like drives, like if I'm airing off the tee and trees are in the way, like you're completely reshaping it.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with that. I like the link style, but I do enjoy traditional style as well. What's your favorite major championship?
So I heard you ask, it's the Masters. I'll be the cliche for sure. Yeah. The Masters, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's too beautiful.
I love the Open, because depending on which time where they're playing, sometimes it's like they play like 3 a.m, and sometimes I love that because it's like one time out of the year. But yeah, you can't really go wrong with picking the Masters. It's just that traditional tournament.
I've been entering the lottery to go there like every year since I was 18. Every year.
Yeah.
Every year.
And haven't gotten picked yet?
Every year I'm disappointed again. It's like, come on, man. When is it going to be my turn? But
seriously.
Yeah. Someday.
Who's running that lottery for real?
Yeah.
And then so this isn't really a rapid fire question, but I asked this last week as well. But do you have any advice you'd give to any entrepreneur or someone who's like starting a business, whether it's golf related or not? Just something that, like a piece of advice maybe that you've learned since starting your company?
I mean, I would just say, like, don't overdo it and burn yourself out, for sure. Especially in the beginning. Like, I don't know if like people follow me on Instagram. Like, I'm not the type of dude where I don't post every day. I don't make sure I post 4 times a day. I'm just kind of like screw the algorithm, screw whatever. Like I'm gonna post, when I want to post. Like I like doing stories more than posts or whatever. But in the beginning, I was just overthinking too much about what to do with content instead of just what designs or just how I kind of wanted to shape myself for the brand. That I was just kind of like getting burned out on the whole content thing. So I kind of just relaxed off of it, off the content, and now it's just I'm having so much more fun. Just not really worried about the content too much. Like I know in the back of my head it's got to be there, but I just let it kind of happen organically now.
That's great. I love that. Dom, do you have any other questions you can think of?
No, but we should say we are doing a promo code with merch. It's 15% off, correct?
Yes. So that one can get like posted and stuff. And then for the people who actually listen and you listen to the end.
Love it. What do we got?
You handled all my crap for, what are we going on, like an hour or so now?
Yeah, a little over.
I'll have 4 codes. So what we'll do is, the Save Par 15 for the 15% off that can get posted. So I'll have 4 codes that are active when this drops on Friday, on the 18th. That will be Save Par 35. So we're acting like we're playing 9 holes on a par 70. Be Save Par 35 for 35% off. That's only be four codes on that one.
4 codes. Okay.
So it'll be Save Par 35. That'll be 4. And then is it Save Par 15?
Yeah. Save Par 15 will be open for an entire week. So we'll go from the 18th to the 25th.
Sure.
Perfect. All right. So we'll make a little note there to, listen to the whole podcast. There might be a special treat at the end. So
yeah, for sure.
We appreciate your time, man. It's been awesome. Nice to meet you.
Absolutely, boys. It's been a great time.
Yeah. Hopefully in May we'll meet you. We'll be able to, you can come into the tournament, play in the tournament or whatever it might be. But if not, next season into June or January or February, we'll have you on the podcast again down the road.
Absolutely. Oh, hey, one quick thing going to the video games. Just throwing this one out there before we start. So I remember we got that new Masters game and stuff coming out.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing this out there. Maybe once a month we just stream for an hour or two and just get drunk or something and play golf on Twitch and just
we could do that. Yeah. Maybe we could even do we could give a dozen of golf balls away. We could do a hat or a shirt or something like that, some random thing. We could just have fun with it once a month.
Yeah, we've had this conversation before where we're like, what are we going to do? Because when we first started this, it was more so us recapping golf tournaments, the majors, stuff like that. And then we're like, well, God, there's nothing right
now it's the off season for the most part, and in Minnesota.
Oh yeah, you guys are all video games and incognito tabs on your phone right now, probably for sure.
Yeah, dude, we love that though. If we could try to set something like that where we could get our mics set up right here. We're playing with headsets and we'll do some streaming. I mean, I'm new to the whole streaming Twitch thing. I don't really do.
Don't know how that works.
Like I told you guys, I used Zoom for the first time today. Get something set up where you just stream and play the new Masters game or something for a couple hours and just get drunk and say dumb shit. Be a good time.
That sounds like a plan. Let's do that. We'll
organic content.
Exactly. We appreciate your time, and we will definitely be talking about that off air, and we'll make that happen. So thanks again, and keep going with your brand, and let us know with the next charity donations because we want to be a part of that.
Yeah, absolutely, boys. Hey, thanks again so much. We'll talk soon.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Later.
Thanks.